Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. So today we are going to be checking out gameplay-oriented stuff in regards to the new title update that FIFA is releasing. Just to let you guys know, EA caught me at a bad time because I just made the video of me ranting about how Ultimate Team is a joke to the gaming industry. So hopefully you guys enjoy that one tomorrow. A lot of thought process towards that one. But today we're going to be taking a look at the title update and the gameplay notes in general. So, made the following changes to gameplay. When losing possession and transitioning into the drop back defensive tactic, when losing possession and transitioning back into the drop back defensive tactic, the defensive team will no longer apply any pressure to the attacking team. This change is intended to bring the tactic closer in line with how it is portrayed on the real-life pitch. As a result of this change, the offensive players can have more space to use in order to build an attack after winning the ball back. But doesn't that mean that they'll go back quicker to their defensive areas? Striker set to come back in defense player instructions will not join the midfield defensive line if it already consists of the maximum allowed players. For 4 defender formations, the maximum capacity of the midfield line is 4. For 3 and 5 defender formations, the maximum capacity of the midfield line is 3. Okay. So they don't join you in the midfield. Okay. I'm still going to use comeback on defense because I like the strikers to be closer than far. That's just that's how I prefer for them to play in general, without drawback and more on balance. I just want them to be closer to me. Sometimes their work rates don't even tell them to come back that much on balance, but that's a pretty good change. For 4 defender formations, the maximum capacity of the midfield line is 4. And then for 3, it's 3, and 5, it's 3. Okay. Increased likelihood of ball carrier stumbling after being successfully tackled when the defensive player performs a standing tackle action. The direction of the stumble is more influenced by the direction of the defender's tackles from during the stumble. The tackle player is no longer able to take control of the ball. During the stumble, the tackle player is no longer able to take control of the ball. That sounds great. That sounds great. That's a big one right there, words-wise. We're going to see how that works in the game. Because they did the whole defensive AI not being controlled thing, and that it's like nothing happened, right? So, increased error for difficult first-time shots and all volleys, resulting in potentially less accuracy, speed, and spin. Increased incoming ball velocity impact on first-time shot error calculation. Increased impact of vertical ball velocity on volley error calculation. Slightly lowered the impact of high attributes on error reduction for difficult regular shots. Slightly lowered the impact of high attributes on error reduction for difficult regular shots. This change only impacts the error reduction that has been applied by attributes used in shooting situations when they're between 91 and 99. This will result in slightly more error for difficult shots, resulting in potentially less accuracy, speed, and spin. This does not impact finesse or chip shots. Okay, so that's something that you have to play the game to notice if it's even a thing. Made the following changes to the long shot and finishing attributes. The long shot attribute had been updated to now impact the results of a shot taken from 65 feet or further away from the target. The target is the exact location of where the ball is expected to go, determined through a mixture of directional input and the shooting assistance settings. The finishing attribute impacts shot results from 55 feet or closer to the target. Shots between 55 and 65 feet from the target will now use a weighted average of the long shot and finishing attributes when impacting shot results. Okay. Finally, that's been explained. Increase the likelihood of shots going off target when taken from 45 feet or further from the target. Increase the likelihood of shots going off target when taken from 45 feet or further from the target. The impact of this change scales upwards between 45 and 55 feet with the maximum impact capping at 55. See, I wish I knew where that was on the pitch, but I don't, if I'm being completely honest with you. I know what feet are. I don't know how far that is from the pitch, but I'm assuming it's pretty far, so I'm not 100% sure. This means that any shot from 55 feet away or greater from the target will be more likely to go off target, okay? Ground passes and driven ground passes taken from difficult angles will now result in the ball traveling with less velocity. From difficult angles traveling from less velocity. Okay, that makes sense actually. This change only affects passes of a certain distance starting at 40 feet and scaling upward with the maximum impact being at 60 feet, which will impact passes at 60 feet and beyond. This change affects all ground passes that are performed between 100 to 180 degrees and 260 to 180 degrees, where 0 degrees is the direction the player is facing. The impact of this change scales upwards from 100 to 180 and 260 to 180. The greatest impact at 140 to 180 degrees and 220 to 180 degrees. You got to try that out in a game. This change only impacts scenarios where both of the above situations are true. Allowed players to select the direct free kick camera in more situations. Allowed players to select the direct free kick camera in more situations. Oh, cool. CPU AI controlled goalkeepers will not give away the direction of their dive. CPU AI controlled goalkeepers will not give away the direction of their dive in penalty kick situations when playing on legendary and ultimate difficulties. The aiming reticle for penalty kicks now has the same behavior across all types of directional inputs. Added the ability to perform a Volta football celebration for some players in 11 versus 11 matches. Added the ability to perform the Volta football celebrations for some players in 11 versus 11 matches. Address the following issues. Insert information when locked to an individual player, such as when playing as a person that isn't set to any in pro clubs. Okay, so this I don't care about. Improved goalkeeper decision making when rushing outside the box in order to clear or take control of the ball by making the following changes. Improved goalkeeper decision making regarding when to take control of the ball versus clearing it in order to produce more appropriate results. For example, the keeper should be less likely to clear the ball away when they are not under any pressure from the opposing team. That was supposed to be done in the first or second patch. We remember those ones. Goalkeepers are now more likely to try to clear the ball when rushing outside of the box when it would be appropriate to do so. Okay. Sometimes goalkeepers were not heading to clear the ball in contested situations when it would have been beneficial to do so. That's going to be a new animation that, if done correctly, you will notice. Address the rare occurrence of a cancelled skill move resulting in unrealistic player acceleration. Yeah, so that's the right stick thing. So we'll see what happens there. So you could do like a ball roll and hold it in the general direction, and your player will just boost the ball. So hopefully that's what's fixed. Addressed a specific animation that caused players to sometimes miss the ball when performing a lobbed free kick. Never saw that one. Players will now be able to perform running fake shots when using the digital D-pad as your move player controls. And the digital pad as your move player controls. I have no idea what that means. Resolved an issue which was sometimes resulting in the goal going through the inside of the goalpost. Cool. That was a visual issue. When receiving a cross ball and then attempting a shot, the shot input was sometimes resulting in an unexpected action such as a pass or a tackle. Yeah. That one where it's like a through ball pass, you do a driven pass or something, and then they don't really register it properly. So we'll see if they fix that. Sometimes the shots on target match fact would incorrectly consider situations not originating from a shot. Sometimes the goalkeeper would not attempt to make a save during a penalty kick when the ball is too close to them. Headers, oh yeah, sometimes the goalie would not attempt to make a save during that one specifically I remember. And that, to be honest, that actually happened for me than it did against me, if I'm being honest. So I was very lucky in some games because of that. Headers were being considered as an air ball for the purpose of the air ball auto switch setting, even if the ball trajectory was below 8 feet. And the rest of the stuff I don't think I really care about. If they fix the rest of the stuff, cool beans. Other than that, I don't really care. Online game modes. When using the 95, don't care. Make the following change when selecting a commentary name, don't care. Address the following issues, editing the kit, don't care. Visuals, address the following issues. Audio. That's pretty much it. Okay. Again, take this with a grain of salt, boys, because this is something that you have to try out in the actual game to see if it's going to make a difference or not. I do like this change right here, that strikers don't come all the way into that midfield area. It's still a good tactic to have for them to be closer in general, so that when you get the ball back, they're not so far away for you to, transition forward on the attack. But this one's an interesting one. This is the biggest one right here. When losing possession and transitioning into the drop back defensive tactic, the defensive team will no longer apply any pressure to the attacking team, right? This change is intended to bring the tactic closer in line with how it is portrayed on the real-life pitch. As a result of this change, the offensive player can have more space to use in order to build an attack after winning the ball back. That's not really like... Strikers set to come back in the defensive structures will not join the midfield defensive line, even if it already consists of the maximum allowed players. For 4 defender formations, the maximum capacity of the midfield line is 4. Yeah, so that's like, these are the main ones here. And then obviously the stumbles of the attacker when he loses possession of the ball to the defender, so that defender gets the ball more often. So this will be probably more of a relevant patch that you'll notice more in game. The drawback tactic, I could see it still being the most usable formation, but I do want to see how it plays out generally in the game in regards to whether or not it would be worth it. Hopefully this update comes out by the end of today, because this will be a morning upload for you guys watching the YouTube video. So we'll be checking that out when it does come out. But if we're streaming right now, it just depends when it releases, because this is the PC release. And I think in the last update, they did release it for console the very next day. So hopefully they do the same thing again, so that when I hop on, I can actually experience the new patch. But regardless of all this happening, these are only words. Actions is another thing. The 2 patches they released so far weren't really noticeable, especially that off-the-ball defensive movement, so on and so forth. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. I will catch you guys for the next one. And yeah, peace out, dudes. Love you guys.